Thank you for agreeing to participate in our project. Today I'm going to show you how to mix the treatments into the patty. The first thing you want to do is put on gloves that were provided in the package. I gave everybody large size gloves, so if you have small hands, that's sorry. The next thing you want to do is you want to prepare your work surface. And your work surface should have either foil or wax paper on it. And this is simply so that you have somewhere to put the patty once it's been inoculated in preparation for going into the hive. The other thing you want is patty that is at room temperature, or at least not hard, just out of the freezer. So warmed up to kind of the consistency of cake batter. You want to have some clean tap water in just a regular cup is fine. We have it here in the beaker. And we have a dropper that has been provided for you in the kit. You also want to have your inoculation vials. These are labeled with either a pink piece of tape or a green piece of tape. And they have meanings, but we don't know, or even I don't know what they mean at this point. Only the technician who labeled them knows what they mean. So one of these is going to contain the bacteria, and one of these is going to contain no bacteria. So we're going to set these down on a flat surface, and on your work surface, you might want to say label where the patties that are from the green vials are going to go, where the patties from the pink vials are going to go. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to label the surface with the label green or the label pink. Each of these vials is good enough for one patty, okay? And one patty is basically whatever can fit in your palm full. What we're aiming for is an amount of patty that the colony will eat over the course of maybe 2 days. So if they're not super hungry, or if they're not taking pollen patty down, now would not be a good time to add the inoculum. However, if they're really hungry, they should be able to go through that in about a day. And so again, I'm going to take these, I'm going to figure out how many colonies I want to feed. In this case, I'm just feeding one with one treatment and another colony with the other treatment. And I have those sitting here. Next, I'm going to take the top that's sort of sealed off of here. It's sealed with a waxy type substance, and I'm going to put that top down, and I'm going to save that top. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to take my dropper, pull up some water. It doesn't have to be exact, but we're going to add enough water in there to fill up the tube, to fill up the vial about a third of the way, or a quarter or a third of the way. And then we're going to put our cap back on. I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Again, it doesn't have to be exact, but one thing that is necessary is that you try not to touch the tip of this to the inside of what's in the vial. Because if you do that, then you'll cross-contaminate your vials. Because remember, one of these vials doesn't have any bacteria in it. And then you're going to seal that and let it sit at room temperature for about a half hour. After that, we're going to just give it a nice little mix every now and again during this half-hour period, say. And eventually it'll turn into sort of a light brown color. And that lets you know that the inoculum is mixed. Now we're going to prepare our pollen patty. So again, we want kind of a small ball. It's kind of the size of making a big cookie. I'd say something that's about this size, like this. And we're going to make a patty out of that. by making a depression in the middle of the ball. And then we're going to take the contents of our inoculum. Again, this is sat for about a half hour. And we're just going to pour it right into here. Okay? And let that just sit for a second. And then we're going to very slowly mix it in. Now this is kind of a messy job. That's why you have gloves. But you're just going to mix it in and make a patty. And this is where these little labels come in. All of the patties that I made with the green vial, I'm going to put in the part that's labeled green. All of the ones that are made with the pink vial, I'm going to put in the part of my workspace that is labeled pink. Now, in between working on the green and the pink vials, I'm going to wash my hands in between with the gloves on with soap and water so that the inoculum doesn't transfer into the other patties. But for illustration's sake now, I'll just change my gloves. So I've worked on all my green patties, now I'm going to work on my pink patties. And again, just like I did before for the green, I'm going to take off the top, I'm going to make myself a patty. It's about the size of a big cookie. So about that big. I'm going to make a depression in there. And I'm going to pour the contents of my vial into the depression. I'm just going to kind of close it up. Oops, a bit fell out, that's okay. If some does fall out, you can just kind of wipe it around on there and mix it some more. And you want to just mix it really well. Pick up any straggler pieces. And then we have our patty. Now the patties are ready to go onto the hive.